relate to them.
I specifically don't want my viewers to have any kind of relationship with me.
Fair.
So like that's like it kind of works out, right?
Yeah.
I'm hitting my goal. But
No, you totally are.
and as weird as it sounds, and it's kind of like low key like God complex kind of thing. Is I don't feel like many of my viewers should relate themselves to me because, and this is like super like kind of like God comp like.
Welcome everybody to the ShockMouths Podcast. My name is Mitch. Ripley's off this week because he's in his final exams, which makes him sound really young, but I promise you he is 18. I'm here with Jesse, Mr. Jesse Hammond.
What up?
Who's
I'm here. I'm the shitty replacement.
He is the shitty replacement for Ripley.
Shitty replacement.
Man, what a week it's been. What a week it's been.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get into it because there's a fair bit. Oh, before we get onto the main thing, I just want to say that high school final exams are bullshit. Did you do final exams or did you just go, no, fuck that?
No, I would not know. Miss me with that.
Oh.
No, I didn't do that shit, man.
No. Well, I gotta tell you, since I think I left high school. What do I mean? I know. I left nearly 12 years ago. Yeah, it'll be 12 years ago next month. I'm yet to encounter, like, a job interview or anything where they're like, we'd like to see your high school results, please. Like...
Yeah, no. It doesn't matter. So many people
Christ.
think it matters, but it just doesn't.
I know that the webcam's really choppy. I don't know why it's doing that. My computer's just being a piece of shit. But let me know in the chat if the audio is not fine. If it is fine, we'll just keep going. Yeah, no, that really fucks me off. Like, and I know people who didn't continue all the way to year 12 when really they kind of probably should have. Anyway, Twitch streamer.
Yeah, but it works both ways though. I have a mate that went all the way through and he didn't get a job until he was like 24 or 25 or some shit. So like, it's just
I guess
it's a bit of a both thing.
it depends. Yeah, it depends. Like if you know someone, yeah, you're probably fine. It's like YouTube.
Yeah.
And as we're about to find out in this Twitch panel, I think this is the case here. Should we just jump in and watch this clip? Have you seen this clip in full yet? I know I was showing you a little bit of it.
No, I have still not seen it in full. I saw about 10 seconds maybe as we were testing.
All right, this happened on the weekend at TwitchCon. And I know if you watch any other YouTube channel, you've probably already seen this shit. But I want to play this in case the apocalypse happens and the only fucking piece of media that's left is this podcast. It needs to survive. And like we all know in the apocalypse movies, like the only things that are left is just shit. So this thing is going to survive like a fucking cockroach.
It'll survive through this glorious podcast.
All right, here we go. I'm just gonna play this in full. And I think it's better to know how big this guy is on Twitch after you see it.
Okay.
When I look for streamers that I want to relate to them. I want them to be witty. I want them to be cool. I want them to have that unique aspect that all of us strive to have. But I need there to be a little bit of a relationship because I don't want to talk to a fucking wall.
No, I agree with her.
Well, part of the thing for me is I specifically don't want my viewers to have any kind of relationship with me.
Fair.
So like that's like it kind of works out, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like I'm hitting my goal, but
No, you totally are.
And as weird as that sounds, and it's kind of like low key like God complex kind of thing. Is I don't feel like many of my viewers should relate themselves to me because, and this is like super like kind of like God like kind of weird. Is like I do think of myself as better than. Or not better, but like bigger.
This is going sideways.
There's no good way to say this. I think of myself as like above the average person, so I don't feel like many people could relate to me. As like bad as that sounds, I know.
Wow.
But like that's.
Oh, that's
fucking hell.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck.
Guys, I know this sounds bad, but you're all scum, and I'm way above you.
Yeah.
Take
now,
it.
I heard conflicting reports on Twitter. I tried to look up his analytics. Well, I didn't try.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying I tried? When I did look up his analytics, then I found them, and they're gone now. But I couldn't make sense of them. But anyway, I saw people saying on Twitter that he averages about 50 viewers a stream. That was at the high end.
Yeah.
The first I saw was he averages 19. 19 viewers. When I did Twitch, there was like maybe once or twice we got just above 19, and which was super fucking awesome. I'm not trying to say that's not good. That was fucking great, but I'm not on a Twitch panel.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we mentioned the high school shit and saying like it just depends on who you know. He definitely knows someone. I don't. You see this happen all the time with fucking panels. So I want to say, because I know people who deserve to be on panels, and they're not.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
okay.
like that's like.
It's okay.
That's
to not
not
be
that
on the
successful
panel.
to be on a panel.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
there's a lot more people that are better than that.
And same with like booths and shit. Like you can just buy a booth. Like we bought one for Supernova mid last year, not to meet anyone, to just try and get the channel out there. And that's how we met Hybrid.
Yeah.
Which I'm really grateful for meeting him through there. But, dude, anyone can fucking get one. So just don't stress about it. That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, I did want to sit through that just one time so that it's recorded, it's on the record. There's another copy of it now. And
you know that I'm actually glad that came out when he is so little, because he will never get big. And like, could you imagine his fucking ego if he was so much bigger?
He got a little bit of a spike.
Could you just imagine?
He got a little bit of spike.
Yeah, but that's all people.
But it was expected.
That's like Jake Paul views. It's people going there to go, oh, what's this dickhead doing? Not, I like him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They see this shit and then they're like, oh, let's check out that wanker. It's like pity views and laughing at him views, not like.
Oh, I guess I gave him a view just today, just looking him up.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, see, that's what it is.
In the chat says, I want to do an artist alley booth, but that's scary stuff. No, don't be scared of it. I mean, the worst thing that I think that could happen is getting too worried about people just walking past your booth, and that's not a. I mean, that's what I worried about. Every single person that walked past was like another, like, oh, but then after a while you're like, nah, they don't see you. which is fine.
Tragic.
What I'm trying to say is do it. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to fucking talk, which is why we shouldn't.
Good job.
We shouldn't be doing this, but we persist. I'm
Hang on, you
Halloween
don't know how to
juice.
talk, but you have a weekly podcast and you don't know how to talk?
No, exactly. I'm drinking Halloween juice. It's left over from Halloween.
The fuck is Halloween juice?
It's brown and fizzy and cold. It's pumpkin juice. That's what it is. Yeah, it's totally pumpkin juice. I promise.
I'm drinking something brown, fizzy, and cold, but it's not pumpkin juice.
Is it leftover piss?
No, it's Jägermeister and Red Bull.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm on a nice shit, bro. I'm on a nice shit.
So do you know how...
What else is on the agenda?
Well, you know how I fucking hated Solo?
Yes.
The movie?
I'm still yet to see it. I have no interest at all. I still haven't
really?
seen it. Just letting you know. Yep,
You
no.
got
Have
no
no interest. From day one, I haven't. Still don't.
I caved the other day and I bought it on Blu-ray.
Fucking hell.
No, there's a reason. There's a very logical fucking reason, okay? And I may have played into their hand, but I don't care.
Is there like a 2-minute deleted scene that's meant to redeem it or some bullshit?
No, nothing can fucking redeem it. No, the sad part about the movie is the very last scene where, like, I mean, this isn't a spoiler, because you know.
I honestly don't care.
You know where it's heading. The last scene is Han, Chewie in the Falcon, and they're like, right, let's go have adventures, and then they go. And I'm like, this is where I want to see from, like from here. I want to see the next one. I just. Anyway, the reason why I bought it, because I was adamant that I wasn't going to buy this one. Because I was like, no, I'll wait till the price comes down. I was browsing JB Hi-Fi, and I saw Rogue One on the shelf. And I've got Rogue One. That one's alright. See, number 7, I thought was pretty good. Second half of Rogue One, pretty good. And then it kind of just fizzled. Anyway, I saw Rogue One on the shelf. It was $50. And it wasn't even like a new... It wasn't in 4K. It wasn't like... I'm hoping it was priced incorrectly. I should have checked that out. Maybe they put the wrong sticker on it. Because that sounds like a 4K kind of deal. It wasn't. It's the exact same Blu-ray I got for $25 or something. So it's like doubled in price.
And that was... How long ago was that as well?
That was 18 months ago, roundabout.
Yeah,
beginning of
Jesus.
2017 it came out. And
if it's 25 back then, it should be like 15 now.
Yeah.
not
or
50.
10, like, or in a
Shit.
bundle or something. But it's
Yeah,
doubled.
yeah.
So that's what I was like. I'm never paying $50 for goddamn Solo, and I picked it up and got it for $30. Does that make sense? Is that fair? Like, I fucking hate the movie, but I was like, I'm not paying more than...
It doesn't make sense that you would pay $25 for Rogue One, but $30 for Solo. That doesn't make sense.
Well, I couldn't get it cheaper. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but...
I wouldn't even download it legally off the internet. That's how uninterested I am in seeing the movie.
Download it
I wouldn't
illegally.
even get it for free. Yeah, I wouldn't even.
I wouldn't even...
Which is
I
not
wouldn't
me.
even give the pirates
That's
credit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
no.
even pay
No,
off
no,
their
no.
hard work. Oh my god.
That's not me admitting to criminal activity because I said I wouldn't. No interest in it whatsoever.
Oh my god. So yeah, this is the new time. How do we like the sunlight? This is like WrestleMania. It's like a special event. 'Cause I don't think we've done this in the day. Like WrestleMania, I love WrestleMania when it's done on the West Coast. Because they'll do it for like the East Coast of America's like prime time of like 7 p.m., which is like 4 p.m. in the West. And so the sun's still up, and they do it. And when they do it outside, it's like a special thing because they're usually inside. And I don't know.
It's like you never see that shit.
I'm just being philosophical about wrestling in the daylight. I don't know. Do you reckon they get sunburnt?
WWE.
Yeah. Do you reckon they get sunburnt?
Fucking no, they like oil themselves up and shit to look good for the cameras, so it probably blocks it out.
Fuck, I didn't put sunscreen on. I'm gonna fucking get cancer. I'm gonna get like cancer of the skin.
You did.
From doing. So I thought this.
You're dead already.
I thought it would be a cool thing to do, like maybe in the Australian summer, do it at this time.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it becomes like I fucking hate doing it at this time. I got to tell you, I prefer the 9 p.m.
See how
Anyway.
people like it though. If it's easier for you though, like who cares?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's your shit. You know what I mean? Whatever's easier for you. Obviously, if one person comes and then like every week you do it for like a month and only one person comes, you're like, yeah, probably should change the time. But
Yeah.
if like people come, it's easier for you. Fuck it, just do it. Do what's easier for you.
Well, no, see, the thing is, it wasn't. I didn't want to do this. This was because the kid now is sleeping right behind where this camera is. She's sleeping behind that wall, and so with me being loud when she's asleep, it'll wake her up.
Yeah.
She used to
So you
sleep down
can't do
the
it at
hall.
night time. Yeah.
So I got to try and configure this room to become soundproof, and maybe move the desk back there, and then we can go back to 9
Yeah,
p.m.
Just flip it around.
Yeah. So, I had a cool prank idea, right? It's not even a prank. It's not even properly thought out. And it only came about because last week, did you see the end of last week's one? I accidentally...
No, I did not.
I bumped the button to end the stream. Like, prematurely.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And once I
Jeez.
press that button, it, like, goes to the end card screen, and then it will automatically shut off the stream within 20 seconds. In 20 seconds' time. So like once I pressed it, there was nothing I could do to stop it, and I had to quickly like, oh fuck, oh yeah, it's all right, see ya, bye bye. And I forgot to say,
Panic ensues.
Hey.
Panic ensues.
Yeah, panic did ensue, and I forgot to say, Eager Raptor, please make more cartoons. So the streak ended.
Oh no.
Yeah,
How would he know to make more cartoons?
Well,
if he
that's
didn't
what I
say it?
started thinking about. I started thinking about that, and I was like, it wouldn't matter if we did this for 5 years. He's never going to get that message.
No.
So I thought maybe this would be an opportunity to change it up.
Tragic.
I know. So...
Well, did you ditch the intro as well?
No,
or did I
still
just not hear that?
Still got the same intro and outro. Oh, shit, I didn't say more than 9 lives. Oh, man, the ship is sinking.
That's literally the thing I was talking about when I just asked you. And you're like, yeah, we still... Oh, shit, I didn't say it. You idiot.
Oh, fuck.
See, you should have let me do the intro. I just said before, I have an idea for the intro, and I'm like, I'll do it. And you're like, no.
All right, you do it.
And then you fucked it up.
Go.
No, it's already done. It's gone.
No, you go. Do the intro. All right, we're starting again. Hold up. Hold up, motherfucker. Nah, it's too complicated. Just fucking do it. Just fucking say it.
I was just gonna say, hello everybody and welcome back to the ShockMouths Podcast. It's the show with more lives than PewDiePie has had controversies. And today we've got some steamy stuff for you.
We got some steamy sauce for you. Oh, that's the other thing. Fucking last week, I thought was gonna be the last week that PewDiePie would be #1, and then Mr. Beast
I know,
goes
it's
and
crazy.
releases a video.
It flipped around. It's awesome. I'm so happy.
Last week,
and look at our boy. He's almost at 69.
Yeah, he's nearly at 69 million. Before
Crazy.
he was at 67 million something, and he was only in the lead by about 160,000. And now, as you can see, he's in the lead by about just under 800,000. So he's jumped quite a bit.
Yeah.
Now, when I started this gag of putting the fucking subscriber numbers up the top, I thought that he was definitely going to be demounted.
Yeah. That's why you did it, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I did it. Demounted.
Yeah.
I love that word. It's so filthy.
No, it's funny because I remember him tweeting something like I'm enjoying being the first person at 67 or whatever, and like this is the last milestone I'll hit. Like basically saying T-Series will hit 68 before he will. So it's over.
Now he's gonna hit
the last time he could enjoy the last time he could enjoy a milestone was sitting 67, and now he's the first person to hit 68, and then he probably will be 69 as well. Maybe even 70 if it keeps up.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because everyone on the subreddit, have you been seeing that? They've been posting pictures of themselves advertising PewDiePie's channel in their towns. Like everyone's just going nuts. Could you imagine?
It's
like,
awesome.
10 years ago, everyone gathering around the #1 YouTuber saying, no, we've got to keep him at #1.
Yeah.
It's usually the small tubers that people try to promote and shit. Or like, say,
a lot of people have the mentality. They're like almost jealous and angry. They're like, oh, fuck PewDiePie. He's already got 68 million. I've only got 200 subscribers. Yeah, I'm not going to help him. People have that PewDiePie fucking mentality.
When I first heard about him in 2013.
Christ.
I was like, fuck that guy.
I didn't like him a lot back then. I feel like it was like even he knows he wasn't being himself and he was over exaggerating shit. I was not interested in PewDiePie. I liked Jacksepticeye before I liked PewDiePie. That's how much I didn't like earlier PewDiePie. I only really started liking him maybe like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
When he became more genuine, to be honest.
You know they called Jacksepticeye the green PewDiePie and Markiplier the red PewDiePie?
Yeah.
They're trying to say, oh, let's call Mr. Beast the blue PewDiePie now.
yeah, I've seen that on the subreddit.
Hey,
So
Colleen. Colleen's an old friend. Go way back. #1 at
Good shit.
Newgrounds. Yeah, that's where Colleen found me on Newgrounds back in 06.
Damn.
That's how far back we go, boy.
Cry.
Oh.
Man, what was I doing in 06? Damn.
Shitting your pants. Not buying alcohol, that's for sure.
I think I was still in primary school.
And thank you for subscribing too, Colleen. I saw that. I got that notification.
Colleen the OG.
Yeah, this whole PewDiePie gag that I've got going at the top, I was only committed to that for a few weeks because that's how long I thought it would take. If this goes on for months, man, I'm gonna be happy. I didn't want to lose that much real estate. Fuck.
My God.
Fuck. Oh, so yeah, we're talking about. Oh fuck, we totally like went on a detour then with PewDiePie. So with the
that's all good.
With the no,
flowy.
Yeah, it's cool. With how we used to end the podcast with Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. I put together a sad little montage of every single time we've said it. And
okay.
And
did you put sad as fuck music?
I did. I did put sad as fuck music. Now, when you watch
good.
When you watch it though, pay attention to like just the morale just go down as it goes on. Just how sad.
Every time you say it, it's sadder and sadder and less hopeful.
There's a bit of it's like the stages of grief. There's like anger in there. There's disbelief. Anyway, I'm gonna mute you, Jesse, and I'm gonna play the.
No worries, man. Let's enjoy.
Yes. God damn it, mute. There we go. And Egoraptor, please make more cartoons, please. And just Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. And 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 Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. And Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. Egoraptor, you son of a bitch. If you haven't made a cartoon by the time we come back, I fucking hate you. And Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. Egoraptor, before your arms go numb, please make more cartoons. Egoraptor, please make more cartoons.
Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. And Egoraptor, please make more cartoons. You think you got out of that just because this is pre-recorded? No, you didn't.
I'm fucking crying, man. What good timing Erin comes in at that fucking moment. She tunes in, she's like, yeah, of course. Of course he's fucking talking about Egoraptor. And the other thing I realized was the timing that Colleen there in the chat has come in. And that's where Colleen and I met during the fucking Egoraptor period.
Primetime days,
Primetime days in 06 when he started. It's all...
Cray.
It's weird how life works like that, you know? Like, just...
Yeah.
You don't plan on it, and it just rhymes.
Yeah.
Like the prequels.
Cray.
It's pretty cray. Everyone press F. Oh, why didn't I put that in the
F?
Why didn't I put that in there? Press F to pay respects. So, I wanted to discuss on how we now end these. It's like we've gone fucking meta. We've like run out of topics to talk about, so now we're just gonna get meta. I had an idea.
just shoot the shit. Yeah. Random stuff until the time ends. That's what you do, man.
Yeah, so...
People like it.
Back in 06, right? Oh,
yeah.
Also, pour a drink for Egoraptor, because he's never going to fucking listen. Even if he did hear this, he wouldn't do it, because he's a prick, and he's got no balls. Oh, this isn't pumpkin juice, like, by the way. I lied to you all. You've all been deceived.
I didn't believe you, because I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, so... when we tried this podcast in 2016, and it was fucking terrible, only did 2 or 3 episodes. No, man, it was way worse than this one. Like, it had no soul, it had no heart.
I watched about 3 minutes of one of them when I was, like, way back when I was watching all your shit so I could interview on my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You only had one listed, like, public on your channel, and I watched about 3 minutes, and I was like... I was basically just like, I'm not going to learn anything about this guy from watching this shit, and I turned it off.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
So it became like a really shitty in-joke, and it was carried mostly by Jake from State Farm, but he kept saying, like, when's it coming back? When are you going to do another one? Do another one. And I was just so not into it. I'm like, no, it failed. Why would we ever try that again? Now, 50% does go to Tommy C for... credit for inspiring me and whatever, but 50% also has to go to Jake from State Farm, because he just wouldn't stop saying, like, you got to do it again. And he was joking. Yeah. I now know how much he was joking, because I don't think he watches these full ones at all. Because he was saying, like, he loved it and shit. I know he watches the highlights, he comments on the highlight ones, but the short clips, but he never watches these ones.
Yeah.
So I thought we could fuck with him. He might watch the beginning of them, he might watch the end of them, but he won't watch the middle. He won't be watching what we're doing right now. And if you're watching this, please don't tell Jake from State Farm if you see him around. He also goes by the name Jake from Olive Garden. This has got to be between us. This is like a secret that we're talking about in the open. We should end the podcast shitting on him. And I wanted to say, I wanted it to be Jake from State Farm sucks, but then I thought, because I think State Farm's an actual company in America, and we could get sued. So we gotta figure it out together how to shit on him. Basically, we gotta make him, if he does catch the end of one of them, he'll go, "Why did he say that?" And he'll be confused, and he'll know that it's him.
And then he'll have to try and watch every podcast to figure it out.
Yeah, Colleen just said, "Wait, you have Jake from State Farm in Australia?" No, we don't. I only know about it because of this YouTuber who goes by the name Jake from State Farm. Like, his persona or whatever is, like, to be that guy from the company in America. I think it's hey, Cole, fuck you too. So we got to figure out a way to shit on Jake at the end, so that if he one day catches it, he won't know why. And then if he watches the end of, like, say there's a back catalog of 5, and he sees it happening over and over, he's gonna get confused. But if you find this bit, you win. You win if you're hearing this, Jake. But you're not, because you don't listen to it anyway. Do you get what I mean? Do you get my point? That he wanted it back, but he doesn't listen? And I know that because I went through the analytics, and I know what state he lives in, and it gets no watch time from that state. That's how I figured it out. I was like, you prick. I mean, I love you for making me do it, but you're a prick.
It was just like a meme. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, I know it was a meme. I know it was a meme, but like...
It was a meme to bring it back. He didn't even actually care.
I know he didn't actually care, but the more he kept saying it, even though he didn't mean it, it really hit home. It, like, made me feel good.
Yeah.
It gave me the good feels. If you tell me good things, even if they're fake, I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
But, so how do we end these from now on?
I don't know.
That shits on him. That shits on him, but doesn't open us up to get sued. I would want to try Olive Garden colony. So America has, while we're thinking, also in the chat, please contribute to how we should shit on Jake from State Farm. Yous have got so many foods in America that, like, if I went there for a week, I wouldn't be able to try any fancy shit. It'd all just be all the fast food places that we don't have here, like Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Never had Taco Bell. I heard it shit.
I hear about Taco Bell.
I heard it makes you sit on the toilet for like a week, but I got to do it.
That's what everybody says about spicy foods, though. I've never had that experience with spicy foods.
Really? I think I have, but I just didn't notice. Like,
I think what it is, like, a lot of people go like, oh, that's spicy or that's chili, and then they assume that's what it'll do to them. I think it's the more shitty, like, speaking of America here, because they are filthy. They have very
There's a lot of them in the chat.
No, fuck. I don't care. Your food is fucked. It is so fatty, so oily, so sick that I feel like it's an acidity thing as well. So it's not that Taco Bell is spicy, it's that it's so unhealthily made that it's acidic, and that makes it so you have to go to the toilet. Because I've had so many different spicy foods here, from like Indian curries to Thai cuisine and fucking just straight up chilies. I've never had that experience, man. So I think it's the more the style of the food and how badly it's made rather than like the spiciness. Because I've literally had Carolina Reaper, the hottest chili in the world, and it didn't do that to me. So yeah.
Their chocolate's fucked.
I think it's just shit food.
Apart from Reese's Pieces and anything with peanut butter. I love Reese's Pieces.
Reese's is prime.
The first time I had Reese's Pieces, Colleen in the chat mailed it to me back in 2006. Fucking loved it, but it wasn't available in any of the shops because I lived in buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
So it was probably available here in Sydney, but it wasn't up there. And now, because now
you
I see it all the
find it in
time,
those
and I buy the shit out of it. It's great. But
Yeah.
I'm loving the suggestions. Colleen, you got to get meaner. You're not being mean enough. You must be newly fresh around here. We're wee bit of a, I want to say the C-bomb, but I don't know if you've got this on around children. That's what we are. But I like Cole's suggestion of fuck his dad. We could say fuck Jake's dad.
You know what you could say? Because I noticed it flows very well. Scribblefix before said in the chat could end with subscribe to PewDiePie. So you could say something along the lines of subscribe to PewDiePie and unsubscribe from Jake, because fuck his dad. Or something. I don't know.
You gotta make it more simple. You gotta go subscribe to PewDiePie and fuck Jake's dad. Because yeah, Jake would definitely know that that's for him. I don't know any other Jakes. But again,
Reese's
Jake
sucks, motherfucker.
Got something in my mouth.
Reese's is the only good thing to come out of America in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Got him.
Colleen said,
motherfucker.
My first time. Hopefully your first of many. I just wanted to make sure that I can say the word cunt. Colleen, did I say the word cunt a lot back in 2006? I used to say oh man, I got a story. Did I ever tell you this story? Because this story involves Colleen. Jesse, do you remember when I said, you know how I don't say the N-word?
Yep.
But you know how I used to? I'm very open about that, because like I think it's foolish to fucking lie. Did I tell you about my American friend that came over and no one was in the room and I just said it?
I don't think
it was
so,
funny. No. Well, I just said it, and Colleen freaked the hell out. She's like, you can't say that. And I'm like, but why? It's just a word. I was still under the impression it's just a word. And then like years later, when like I realized the gravity of the fucking word, I was like, I remembered that moment. I'm like, oh my god.
No, yeah. I've had that so many times. I've had that so many times with the word cunt. I feel like Australians made that shit so fucking casual.
Cunt's fine.
No, yeah, it is
used
now.
to oppress people. Cunt is used to raise people up. You can be a mad cunt. You can't be a mad, you know what?
Yeah, you can.
She goes, no, you were such a precious little baby, you cunting fuck. Wow. Wow. Because back in 06, I thought I was compared to now, I thought I was pretty hardcore back in 06.
Were you edgy?
I was, because I said the N-word.
Oh, dude, I say the N-word 6 times before breakfast. Shit. God damn.
I'm pretty nervous right now because
my mum says the N-word in my house. It's nothing. It's nothing. Words are words.
This is going to end up on Fox News. They're like, look at these Australian cunts. They're just casually saying the N-word.
People who are offended by the word. People who are offended by the word are the people who give the word power. If nobody cared, it wouldn't matter.
No, I stopped saying it because, like, I met someone who, like, had every right to be offended by it, and I was like, well, if not saying it means, like, I won't upset her. And I probably would have been the same way if I was this age when Colleen got upset by it. I was like, well, if not saying it will make them less upset or what, like, I won't say
I don't know though. Like, we've had this discussion before. We had this discussion before we even met in person back when we talked on my podcast ages ago. And it's like, I still feel like context matters heavily. Like, for instance, with any other word, if I say that shit was dumb as fuck, talking about something, that's not offensive to anybody.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But then if I say you're a dumb fuck, yeah, but even if they're dumb as fuck, that's like them thinking about it to themselves. It's almost like they're insulting themselves. That's what I mean by they give it the power. You're letting yourself be offended because you deep down think that that's what you are. If you just don't, then it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Colleen,
it's the same thing like I said a while ago.
Colleen, there's a link in the description to Discord. If you have Discord, you can jump in. I'd love to talk to you. We used to talk all the time.
Come have a chat. We're chatting shit.
It's so iconic that we're ending the fucking bullshit Egoraptor Make More Cartoons thing, that then Colleen from 2006 comes in.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
You can't make this stuff up, people.
It's thematic. I should have renamed this to, like, the end of 2006 or something. I think it was 05, 06. I used to do, like, it was supposed to be weekly, but it was monthly. Show with my best friend at the time. It was called CBTV. Do you know what the CB stand for?
No.
Camera Boy.
Oh, right. Camera Boy.
Yeah, and I hope sincerely that every single copy of that is just destroyed from the planet. I think I found one on a hard drive recently, and I had a look at it, and I was like, it was like finding, like, AIDS or something. I don't know.
Destroy it immediately.
Coolio said in the chat, made a black friend tonight just by being racist. I'd love to hear that story. Jesus Christ. That sounds made up, but knowing him, it's not. Colleen, if you do go in the Discord, there's a thing called waiting room, and you click that, and then I can drag you in. And then you'll be on the air, so don't say the N-word. She doesn't say... That was a joke. That was a joke. She doesn't say the N-word at all.
My God.
She was the one that was upset at me for saying it.
You know, now that I think of it, honestly, if I was like a black person, I would find it like refreshing to have somebody be so like not scared to say it. Do you know what I mean? Like your friends. You know how you're not truly friends with somebody unless you can roast each other hardcore and like treat each other like a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Same thing. I reckon it'd be so refreshing to have somebody that's not like afraid to say it to you or like around you. That's my mentality on it anyway. Same thing if I was a gay person and like, you know, the F word or whatever. Like, I think it'd be funny.
Oh, the 6-letter
to have
F word.
somebody not be so, yeah.
The 6-letter
to have somebody
That's
not
the
be
other word I won't
fucking
say.
afraid. I know. And that's
I
the
used to
same
say
thing,
that
like I've said
quite
many
liberty-
times.
I used to be quite say that with a lot of liberty. Is that the word? I don't know.
Yeah.
Colliers Coolier says he tried to teach me how to do a handshake, and I panicked and accused him of stealing my wallet. You know what?
Yeah,
When I knew we were changing to this
that's
time, I knew that Cole was going to be available to come in, and I knew that shit would get spicy. I said, "Don't you have a?" Oh God, I'm not fucking saying that sentence. Jesus.
I can't tell if he's memeing or not. But see, this is what I'm talking about. If I was a black person and somebody did that to me, I would fucking lose my shit laughing. I would not be able to stop myself. That'd be so funny.
Okay, but what's something that's racist to white people that I can say to you and you'll just laugh your shit off? Because I can't think of anything.
Nothing. Nobody ever has good enough shit. That's the thing. And that's the thing too, like
privilege.
being Australian, like you know how like every country there's like stereotypes and there's something you can tease them about. Being Australian sucks because nobody can say anything that we're like actually like care about. We're just like, oh yeah,
like, yeah, that's true.
You know, we're so good at just absorbing shit, and we're like, dude, you're a pussy. That wasn't hard enough. Come on, what do you got?
Cole doesn't say much anymore, but Cole used to always say, "Oh, you Australians are so racist." He sounds like he's memeing, but he's being for real. Like, we're pretty racist. Like, no, wait. See, this is the part that pisses me off. I'm fucking not, okay? I'm not racist. But as a country, we are.
You've said the N-word once. You're as racist as they come. No, we just don't give a shit. We don't. That's the thing. We're not straight up fucking racist. We just don't give a shit and we say whatever we want. It's the same thing too. Like I'm being dead set. My mum will call me the N-word, like just out of like it's just a funny thing to do. But we would never walk up to somebody and like use it as a disgraceful, you know.
Yeah, because you'll fucking die.
Like big. No, it's not even that. It's just that I wouldn't do that because it's disrespectful. Same thing as I wouldn't walk up to a gay person and say the F word, but I'd say that to you jokingly because I know you're not. It doesn't. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing. I think context matters.
Collio's Coolio said, "Didn't you guys lose to emus?" Yeah, we did. Don't worry, that guy got him back. I think we spoke about it in a previous episode. There was a guy, he ran down fair few emo... I nearly said emos. I'm stuck in 06 mode.
Emos, fucking emos these days.
Oh, God. Yeah, speaking of Aboriginals, I'm still upset that I'm not Aboriginal. I'm so upset by that. I gotta confront family members about that, man. They're like, nah, the DNA's wrong. You've got more of your father's. It's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, no. There's never not any fucking trace whatsoever.
Yeah, like,
if there's no trace, that means it ain't there, boy. Anywhere.
If there no
maybe like 6 generations from you or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe there was 1% like 6 generations ago, and they're like, "Yeah, mate, you're as Aboriginal as they come."
This is why I've got to write shit down on dot points, because this happened today, and I wanted to bring it up on the podcast. Had we ended earlier, this wouldn't have got brought up.
Yeah.
But something happened today, and I swear I didn't tee this up. I see you in the waiting room, and I'm going to bring you in as soon as I finish this story. I went and saw a psychic today.
Did you?
Yeah, because I know you hate psychics. You don't believe in that
Here's
shit,
the thing, here's the thing, right? And I said this a while ago, like I said on my podcast again. It's the same as like ghosts.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that shit. I'm not a fucking child. I know the science behind it and it's not possible and that shit. But at the same time, if it makes you better believing in what a psychic said, or if it makes you better thinking you saw the ghost of your dead grandpa or some shit, I'm not going to call you a dickhead and, oh, you're an idiot. They're not real. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in it, but I'm not going to shit on people who do. If it makes you feel better,
I do.
Same as religion.
But I believe that there are shit
same
ones.
As religion.
There are the shit ones. Don't go to a convention.
I believe they're all shit ones,
this is
but anyway.
Theme. I love how every story tonight has a connection. Don't go to a convention if you want to go to a psychic, because they are all full of learners, and they don't know what the fuck to do. I went to one at a convention, and I was like, "So do you talk to dead people?" She's like, "Oh, no, not really." I'm like, "Do you tell the future?" She's like, "Oh, no, not really." And then later on in the thing, she's like, "Oh, your grandmother's here," and I'm thinking, "Bitch, you just said you don't talk to dead people. What do you mean she's come through?" And then my eyes, no joke, was started to water because I was upset at the money that I'd wasted. She saw the water in my eyes and thought that I was getting emotional because of the reading, and she touches me on the hand and goes, "Oh, honey," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's not what you think it is.
Don't do that.
We're not having a moment.
Yeah, no, don't do
I'm
that.
upset that you've got my money."
Wow.
So the one I saw today, because I've seen a few before, and the one today said what every single one has said, like, yeah. You're gonna have 2 girls at least. I've got one already, and they've been saying that since well before I've had my first. So yeah, I believe that shit. This person's,
you know why?
They always
say shit that's really common.
Hey,
they say shit that's common and obvious to happen.
One years ago said the guy's name, how he died, like he killed himself, said his first name, and was like, yeah, yes, that's before that I didn't believe it. I was with you, but then when he like told me his name, the relation, and how he died, I'm like, oh man, I'm all in. So the one today, and I only asked this today because I've seen so many and I've heard all the same shit. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna fucking go for it. And I went, so how are my hobbies looking in the future? Because I didn't want to say YouTube. I didn't want to give that away. But that's what I was angling at. I was trying to like get the YouTube angle.
You gotta see if they can guess it rather than you giving it to them.
Yeah. So she's like, well, I can see that you're on the right path, but you've been stagnant for a while, haven't you? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty dead on.
You're just sitting there like, shit.
Yeah, I'm like, shit,
she's got
pretty
me.
Good. Yeah, we've been stagnant. She's like, yeah, no, you can't, you won't get anywhere if you put as much time into it as you are right now. And I'm like, oh, damn. And she goes, and
damn.
And she mentioned my great-grandmother, who everyone always fucking brings up. She goes, all your ideas come from this woman. And I told Lila that. She goes, your great-grandmother wouldn't be telling you to draw Pikachu in a strip club. I'm like, nah, I think she would, because she watched, I never forget, when I was 6 or 7, watched a National Lampoon European Vacation, when this woman gets her tits out. My great-grandmother laughed her fucking ass off, even with like a 7-year-old in the room, and then it cuts away and it comes back, and the tits are still out, and my grandmother pointed, laughing, going, this is a 70-something-year-old woman going, her tits are still out! And then Lila's like, all right, yeah, sure, maybe she would suggest that.
God, that's gold.
Yeah. I've been drawing dicks a lot at work, too. Lila's like, I don't think your grandmother's telling you to draw dicks. I'm like, I've got them here, actually.
You're just like doing...
I can't show them.
You're just doing a bunch of terrible shit and then blaming it on her.
I can't show them because we'll get demonetized. Well, we're already demonetized, but we'll probably get kicked off YouTube if I flip this paper around. I don't know why this was on my desk. I didn't plan to show this. This just happened to be here. But if I just flip this slightly, you won't... I'll be fucking gone. But I swear to God, there's a very detailed dick on the other side. Sorry, go on.
It reminds me of fucking Superbad.
That's exactly what happened. My workmate came in. I'm not making it up. My workmate came in. He goes, what have you done today? I'm like, I drew a dick. Well, I drew a whole bunch of dicks, actually. And I showed him, and he goes, holy shit. That reminds me of Superbad. He shows me the scene in Superbad with all the dicks.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, that's classic.
Fuck, that's actually exactly... It gave me inspiration, too. The Tiananmen Square, the dick facing off against the tanks. Jesus. Hey, Heike, how you going?
Hey, what up, Heike? Thanks for coming, man.
Are you coming in, Colin?
By the way, Trudy asked before, please, may you tell me what I missed? You didn't miss much. We were just talking about useless shit.
You can go back and watch the replay when this finishes.
Go back and watch it back. You didn't miss much, but...
Or you can download us on...
Help support Mitch, anyway.
On Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that shit. What else is there? Google Podcasts and... Never heard of Radio Now, but we're on that, apparently.
Sick.
Oh, God.
My God.
And Twitter's removing the like button. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That is something weird. I don't like.
Well, you can't like that because they're removing the button. Get him!
Well, someone just subscribed too. Thank you for that, whoever that was.
Oh, Heike saw my tweet. Yay! I did actually bring a person here.
Oh, sweet. I think you brought True Purple in
didn't-
too, to be fair.
Oh yeah, I guess
The
That's
like
good shit.
button is the only way that I can show people that, like, yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess you
someone's in
just
the
have to
waiting room.
comment on everything now.
Someone's in the
You have to
waiting room.
comment on everything instead of just passively liking it. You know?
Hello? Hello? Akiri is in the...
Akiri.
But they don't have their mic on.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, who's this?
yes, we can.
Hello?
Hi, it's Colleen.
Oh my god!
Oh, hello.
I forgot what you sounded like. It's been so long.
And it's pronounced Akiri.
Akiri. Okay.
I forgot what you sounded like. I'm not kidding.
I sound crazy.
No, you sound
Well, it's been a
fucking-
while, hasn't it?
No.
Yeah.
I had a totally different voice in my head for you. I don't know why. Because it's been 11 years, I think, since I've heard you. Nearly 12.
It's been that long since you've heard my voice, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. How have
Crazy.
you been?
Good. Yeah, I moved to LA, so
Yeah.
I'm doing that. And I just found your podcast. I didn't know you did this, or else I would have been on before. I didn't even know I wasn't subscribed.
Oh, because I started a new channel back in June. Because that one was from... You were in Australia, I think, when I started it. It was January 6th, 2006.
Yeah, no, I was in. Yeah, I still have copies of all your old stuff. I have that video that you guys made.
Oh, fuck. Can you send me...
You're gonna have to. You should screen that for one of your podcasts.
I thought for April Fool's Day or something, we could go through, like, all the old shit and just cringe at it. But yeah, we should definitely go through that. That would be a great episode.
That would be funny. Like personal commentary.
Oh my god. It's so good to hear from you. So yeah, you could have been in the room when I made that YouTube channel. And the world was so fucking different then. Like, I remember we bought a router because you were staying at my house. We bought a router just so that you could be on the internet at the same time as me because we didn't have Wi-Fi. That's how old we are.
I felt like a jerk. I commented on your YouTube just a few minutes ago, like, say hi to your mom for me, smiley face, and I felt like a jerk, like that was some jerky thing to say, but really it's not.
No, it's not. God, no.
Some random person's gonna be like, oh my god, she's going after his mom, and I'm like, no.
Got him.
But she's young enough, man. she's very fucking... Oh, God. Jesus Christ. We're now in our 30s. Sorry, everyone. I'm having a bug out because this is
Slow your roll. Slow your roll. I'm not that old.
Yeah, you're like 21. Shut up.
I probably should have, like, I dropped a nuke on you tonight or something.
Yeah, no, I'm having a bug out. This is great. I didn't think you'd ever want to speak to me again.
Why not? We chat on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Tell me something that I might not remember from 06.
We got drunk and went swimming.
Yeah,
And
that's a given.
we were in somebody's pool, and I don't remember who
That
it
was my dad's pool. That was my dad's
You-
pool.
You were so mad at me for some reason, and I was like, no, I don't have to go back to America now. You're mad at me.
I'm really sorry. I will if I go to VidCon LA, I'll definitely catch up. I'll catch up with you, and I'll make it up to you. I don't know. I can't remember.
No,
I
it's
remember
hilarious.
that was the night because Alex, my best friend at the Alex, and his friend came over with you to my dad's where I was, and I didn't know. At the time, I assumed they were straight because they didn't tell me otherwise. And you guys are in the pool. Dad's had a bit to drink, like I usually do now. And he's put my arm around me. He's like, Mitch, when are you going to tell me about your friends? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, this is exactly how he said it. He whispered in my ear. He goes, they're gay. And I'm like, no, they're not, Dad. They fucking tell me. They tell me if they were. He's like, nah, they're pretty gay. Look at them. And then the moment we looked over, they're like it was like Zoolander with the petrol and stuff, except it was in a pool. And I was like,
To be honest, I didn't know either.
Yeah, you didn't know either because they didn't say no. But this
I
is
had
the
a
thing.
crush on him.
Yeah, you did. Like this, you don't assume that. So, like, because I thought at the time, and I still think this. I think it's a dick move to think that someone's actually gay before they tell you. Like,
Agreed.
but he told me a couple of months later. I think it was. He's like, "Yeah, I am." No, it wasn't. He took a baby step. He said he was bi, and then he. Oh, is this doxing? Is this giving away too much?
No, because you haven't said who he is.
Yeah, I've never mentioned him on here before. I don't think, but yeah, I miss him a lot, just like I miss you, and I love him, and I love you. Oh man, I'm having nostalgia. That's the word I was looking for. I'm having a nostalgia kick. I love nostalgia kicks because Star Wars, right, was giving me so much fucking nostalgia,
Yeah.
and it's just run out. But thank you for kicking that back into gear.
Well, no, for me, it was Harry Potter because every Halloween it's Harry Potter time, and that's what I was following you on Newgrounds.
Oh, because
it was that stupid Hagrid video that you made.
I used to make videos on Newgrounds. This is before I could. I don't consider myself an animator now, but this is well before I could do any of that. I wanted to get on Newgrounds, so instead what I would do is dub over movies with stupid voices. Put that on Newgrounds, and one day one got on, and then once I got one on, I was able to get every single one after that on there. Because like it wasn't like YouTube, where YouTube you can upload and it's just on. Newgrounds you had to pass a voting system, and if people voted it down, then it just wouldn't stay.
I think it's still up there. Like if you look, I think it's still up.
It's not, because what happened was a year or two ago, Newgrounds had a massive cleanse where they got rid of copyright material, and that fell under it. And Tom Fulp, the site's founder, actually sent a personal message saying, "Sorry, but your dubs can't be on here, yada yada." I'm like, oh, that's really sweet. That's really sweet that he did that. You wouldn't get that from fucking YouTube. They just nuke it.
Jerks.
I'm talking too much. I'm sorry.
We don't know why, but this has happened. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Generic message.
Yeah,
Well,
YouTube sucks.
If something happens with YouTube, then it's all over Twitter. Everybody knows about it. Everyone's pissed off on Reddit. Everything.
Yeah.
Where were you guys when YouTube went down? Was down.
My mom was screaming at me, "I can't watch my videos. Colleen, fix the internet."
Well, did your mom move with you over to LA?
Yeah, we're all in LA now. We don't live in Ohio anymore.
Oh man, is it a lot better in LA?
In terms of what? Food? Yes.
Lifestyle? I don't know.
It's more expensive here, but yeah.
Overall happiness.
Yeah, overall happiness.
Yeah, my sister moved here because her husband's an actor. They moved here in like 2011.
Yeah.
And then my mom moved 2 years ago, and I was in school, so I was stuck in fucking Ohio. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss on here.
You can swear.
I was stuck in Ohio. I just moved this past summer, so I'm glad to be here. Fuck up.
I just remembered when we first met in person. We set it up. We pranked Colleen. We Alex and our friend went down on the train. They went down on the train. They picked up Colleen, and I was supposedly off camping, which I was, and I pulled out at the last minute because I'm a bitch.
And I was the most excited to see you. I was less excited to see Alex and Rachel, to be honest. I don't want to be mean, but I was like, oh, Mitch, man, he's been my friend the longest.
So what we did was we didn't tell Colleen. They brought Colleen, because I lived in Newcastle at the time. They brought Colleen up on the train, and they drove her to her hotel, and they were texting me where it was, what time, and I pulled up like right next to them. I get out the car and I had sunnies on. Do I have any around here? Anyway, I had sunnies on, so she couldn't really recognize me. I just walked right up to them. And Colleen, I think I remembered you said you nearly wanted to fight me because you thought I was some stranger that was coming up to start.
Yeah, I did. And I was just so shocked by everything Australian is so much different than the U.S. Yeah. And I was like, who's this guy? Why is he because he followed me into the hotel room, just like sneakily just following me. And I'm trying to get my bags in.
I didn't follow you into the hotel room. Jesus Christ.
This guy's like, hey. And I'm like, what?
It was in the car park.
Mitch, you creep.
It was in the car park. I didn't follow her into the room.
Joking.
That was in the car park. I swear it was in the car because I remember you broke out and you hugged me.
Yeah, and then I realized who you were, and then I was like, oh my god! Oh man, that was crazy. It made me nervous. I just was so blown away by everything Australian. They left me downtown by myself. Well, they were like, we're gonna go to this other bar. You can stay here if you want. And I'm like by myself in downtown. Yeah. And I'm like from, Rapey, Ohio or whatever. And they're like, no, you just hang out. And I'm like, no, I can't hang out alone. I'm a woman. And they're like, yes, you can. You're fine. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I still remember that night when you got back.
It was culture shock. It really was.
And I actually, when I first went over to another country in 2014, and I experienced culture shock, I remembered when you came over, I'm like, oh, this is what she went through. This is what Colleen went through, and I felt so bad. Because
you were just making it worse.
I'm making it worse. How?
No, you were making it worse just by pranking me and be like, hey, we're going to leave you alone here. See what happens.
Yeah, see, I don't think, none of us had left the country at that point. So none of us understood what it was like to be in another country. Because we knew you were safe. You didn't know you were safe.
You guys were all a year or two younger than I was.
Yeah, so we were dipshits. And we apologized wholeheartedly. Yeah, when I went to Italy in 2014, I thought about you a lot because every time I had culture shock and I got upset, I was like, oh no, this is what Colleen went through. Because especially there, they speak another language, and the people that spoke English there forgot that I couldn't speak Italian. I got left out a lot, and this is the day, ladies and gentlemen, that Lila bursts in and tells me to shut the fuck up. So
yeah.
No, I also remember a funny story. I still tell people. When remember we went to the mall. We went to the mall, and we parked on the side of the street, and a guy boxed us in. He parked illegally, and he boxed us in, and we couldn't get out. And I said, it's okay, Colleen. We'll just go for a walk. He'll be gone when we get back. And you went, no, we have to stay, and we have to tell him he's very bad or that he did the wrong thing. And I was like, what the fuck? No, he'll kill us because he had a gigantic pickup truck. Sorry, what'd you say?
You had your P's at the time.
I did. I was very young.
And
Jesse,
I was like, no, you can't do that. I had already been driving for like 3 years.
Sorry, what?
Oh, that was the other funny thing. And I got to experience this when I went to Italy. You kept going to the wrong side of the car to get in.
I did when I came back, yeah.
Oh, and you did when you got back to America too?
Both. When I went to Australia and then when I came back.
Yeah, see, I went, because in Italy they drive on the opposite side to us. I went through the same shit.
Like everyone else in the world. Right, Jesse?
I can't imagine that shit, man. I've never left the country.
Yeah, see, Jesse's like me 10 years ago.
Yeah, but no, not as weird.
See, Jesse, this is not as weird. Fuck you. No, Jesse, this is why when I see you and 20-year-olds do dumb shit that I would have done at 20 and had done at 20, I give you a pass. I'm like, yeah, nah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I don't know. The weird shit that 20-year-olds do now is totally different than the weird shit that we did when we were 20.
Yeah, Mitch never made a diss track when he was 20.
Well, we didn't do diss tracks.
Some credit.
That's some dumb shit.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Rawman, did you see Rawman's diss track he did on me this week?
I did not. I saw something on Twitter, but I didn't actually click it.
Oh, shit. Did I put it? I didn't put it in the description. I will put that in the description for people watching the replay. Sorry, guys, keep talking. I'm just going to look it up, and I'll put it in the live chat for you to check out later.
Jesse, where are you from?
Australia, same as Mitch.
Yeah. Okay.
We're
probably
Twitter,
about... Yeah.
And it turned out that we actually live kind of near each other.
Yeah, we're like probably about an hour from each other.
Yeah, and you guys met, and you were just like, he lives like 20 miles down.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I've met so many people online, and like there's always this thing where they say like, "Oh, I'm Australian too," and I get excited, but then it's like a completely different state.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a massive fucking country, so it's like I always get excited when somebody's like, "I'm Australian too," and then it's like they're still like probably like 2-3 hours on a plane from me because our country's so big. So when I met Mitch and I saw he was from you know, Sydney, I was like, holy shit.
Excuse me, I'm not from Sydney, I'm from Newcastle, I just live here. I will never fucking admit that I'm from here. This place is disgusting.
Yeah, no.
Colleen would understand, right? She comes from Ohio, lives in LA.
It's much better to admit you're from fucking Newcastle.
It is much better to admit that, because the shock that you get, Colleen, from living in LA, moving from Ohio, I'm sure is pretty much the same that I got moving here. Yeah. You never get over it. You never get over it. This is why we're streaming at this time, so I don't wake up the kids.
Colleen,
the kids not asleep. You hear that,
Colleen,
Lila? I fucking hate it here.
Colleen, Newcastle is like the south of America.
That's okay. Okay, if you ask Mitch, I'm an honorary Australian, and I'm honorarily from Newcastle because I know how to pronounce it correctly. It's not Newcastle, it's Newcastle.
Newcastle.
And that was the other
thing.
There you
go, Newcastle.
Because you were here for like 2+ weeks, and after a while, after about 5 days, you start. I caught you. When you got here, you would go in. Let's go to the car. Let's go to the car. And then after a while, you're like, car.
Yeah.
So it wasn't car like it wasn't like the rest of Australia says car, because Newcastle has a different way of speaking. In Newcastle, it's car.
Yeah.
Like my voice has changed since I got to Sydney. That's my child too. Made one of those.
You've evolved. You become more classy.
You put a little too much on that car.
Fucking hell.
Man, it's past the hour, but I want to keep going because this is great. I mean, I don't know if anyone watching's having a good time, but I'm having a fucking good time.
I'd be involved before, but I think apparently I came in at the right.
You came in at a great time. Jesse, are you able to take the wheel for a few minutes while I get another drink? This is going to require another drink.
Yeah. I'll do it.
All right,
but I can stay. We can switch.
You stay too. You're the whole reason that we're going into a little bit of overtime. Jesse, do you mind if we go into a bit of overtime too? I know that we said only an hour.
You do you, man. I said go as long as you want. Let it flow. Be happy. If it's going good, I'm here. Don't worry about it.
All right, Jesse, take the wheel. Take the wheel, Jesus.
What is
take
it?
The wheel.
3 p.m. in Australia right now.
6.
Oh, that's right.
6 p.m.
Okay, so +1 for daylight savings time and add 5. Got it.
Yeah.
That's how I
this is a lot earlier than Mitch normally streams. He used to stream at about 9 p.m. our time. So.
All right, what I missed.
Yeah, it's now 5 p.m.
And he was like, I saw you subscribed. I thought I was already subscribed. So, you get another follow.
Colin, do you remember when...
Fucking YouTube probably unsubscribed you.
Colin, do you remember we tried a podcast in 2006?
Yeah, and it failed miserably.
It did. I don't even think we uploaded it.
No.
We did it over
I tried,
Skype.
and it was Skype. Yeah.
Were you the one that was hosting it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Skype, and Skype sucks.
Because you know what
I can't believe people still use Skype. That's what sucks hard.
Oh, yeah. What sucks
I haven't used Skype since Apple invented FaceTime.
I only have to use Skype for, like, job interviews, and it sucks every time because I forget my password.
Yeah, you're like, I haven't used this shit in ages. How the fuck do you work this?
I remember what happened was we recorded over Skype, but the internet in Newcastle was so shit that I do
Australia's internet is still shit.
It's still shit in compared to the rest of the world. It's light years ahead of what it was back then in Newcastle 12 years ago. It was so shit. You couldn't do this, what we're doing right now. But 12 years ago, I remember there was a 1-minute delay.
Do you remember me trying to call my mom from my laptop and having so many problems?
Yeah.
From Skype, and because they didn't have FaceTime back then, and and you thought my Mac was so cool. You were like, "Oh man, that laptop talks to you." You had a relationship with my laptop, my Mac, my laptop. You had a relationship with Vicky on my laptop.
See, Jesse is a massive Apple fan. Jesse loves Apple, right?
Woo, high five, Jesse.
I didn't see Apple until Colleen came over with her Mark, which is a Mac.
Her Mark.
Her MacBook.
That's just a more exotic way of saying it.
And I remember when I saw it.
Oh shit! One of the white ones. Damn.
I wanted to fucking make love to it.
I still have it.
You still have that?
That's some ancient history.
I have half of it. Let's say.
Hang on. Hold up. You got half of it.
Yeah. Somebody got mad and took my computer. I was in college. Somebody got mad and took it and smashed it, but I saved the half with the hard drive. What?
A student of yours?
No, this is back when I was a student.
Oh.
Somebody in my dorm took it, and smashed it. So I have the half with the hard drive on it, but
Jesus,
it's all mangled.
Oh my god!
But I have my Mac. I'm talking from a Mac right now, and I have another Mac sitting right here next.
Because when I saw your Mac, I wanted to.
That's funny. Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's funny because I've got Discord and YouTube open. On my iMac, and literally right next to that is my MacBook, which I'm using to text.
High five.
So I have two Macs right in front of me as well.
Because when I saw your Mac, I was hooked and I wanted one. I made it my goal. So you were here in December to January, 0607. I then got it. I got into Mac. I finally was able to get one. I think it was August 07. And I was on Mac then for a few years, and I was an Apple head like Jesse. It's just that now I can't justify it. I can't justify the cost.
Yeah. I've had my laptop for 6 years now, and it's still going strong.
Yeah, that's the thing with Apple products, man. They can hold their fucking quality and even their value.
Yeah, I just put $500 into my iMac. My iMac is 5 years old. I just put a solid state drive in it 2 months ago.
Actually, my iMac's about nearly 7 years old. It's a big 24-inch. I haven't used it in years, but I reckon if I fired it up, it'd probably work just as well as this.
Yeah, put a new hard drive in it, new RAM in it. It'll work.
Yeah, the older Macs are actually pretty cool because they are easily upgradable. The new ones are so like everything's so tightly packed, so it can be like small and stuff like that. They're not very upgradable. But the older ones, you can actually change the parts around and stuff like a PC, so they're actually pretty handy to have.
I mean,
my sister has my 2010. I have the 2014 model. You could swap them out.
Nice. Yeah. A solid state drive is a big upgrade too. It makes everything running like it's snap.
I play World of Warcraft. I'm such a dork, but that's what I wanted.
If it makes you happy, go for it.
So you're still an Apple head. Okay.
I've had an iPhone since I was one of the first customers that got a refund because they charged too much. And I still have an iPhone next to me. People think I'm not a real gamer because I play on Mac, but I say F you.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
They got Civilization 6 on Mac recently. I only know that because Lilla out there got it. I'm like, oh, you got that just recently. Okay, cool. Well, I'm over that game now.
No, good for her. That's funny.
No, it's crazy because like Mitch knows me as like an Apple head and a crazy Apple fan.
You are a crazy Apple head. It's inexcusable.
My first ever Apple product was an iPhone 3GS, and that wasn't even when it came out. It was probably about 2 years after it came out. So I think my first Apple product was probably about 2010, 2011. So I've only been into it for about 7 or 8 years, but I'll say this because recently I've been working on a video, like writing down a script because I'm going to make a video called My Complicated History of Apple Products. Because I do have quite a complicated history of Apple products. But to get to the main part of my rambling here, I've only been a fan of Apple for about 7 or 8 years, but I've owned 29 Apple products in that time.
Oh, I can't even count. I can't even. I'm sure.
That's not including accessories either. That's like sole products.
No, you know when Apple lost me was when so often I'd get a new Apple or a new Mac, and it just wouldn't be compatible with the software that I had. I was pissed off, and it would be like, "Oh, you got to buy the new one." I'm like, "Oh, but I just bought a new Mac. I don't have money for that." This is just a gigantic Facebook machine now.
Right. It's not
people
Apple's
not supporting it. It's not. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing.
Jesse,
people don't want to support it because they're lazy.
That's what I wanted to bring this up with you, Jesse, and I'm glad I remembered. Do you remember when you were telling me, oh, you can use an iPad Pro for Photoshop. It has the power to do it, but they just don't make Photoshop for it. They don't make a version on iPad Pro for it, right? Do you remember that?
Basically, what I was saying is the iPad Pro.
It has the ability. They just don't have the software.
Yeah. It is more powerful than the last laptop I had, pretty much. But nobody makes the software for it because it's harder to do. Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
They're
making Photoshop for the iPad now.
Yes.
But guess what? There's a program. Guess what? There's a program called Affinity Photo that is pretty much borderline Photoshop, and that has been on the iPad for about a year and a half now.
Yeah,
and Photoshop and Adobe.
$160. Fuck that. I don't want to pay those assholes so much money. I'm talking
Affinity.
About. I've been using GIMP for years now. Fuck Photoshop.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? There's an app called Affinity Photo. Literally, there is nothing I can't do in that I can do on a desktop using Photoshop. And get this, it is 35 Australian dollars once. You never pay again. And it's been on the iPad Pro for about a year and a half now. So Photoshop and Adobe can lick my entire ballsack. They are not getting my money when their app still isn't going to come out until 2019, which they haven't set a specific date. They just said 2019. Could be fucking December 2019. They can get fucked. They're not getting my money. Affinity is way better. It's out now, and it's fucking way cheaper.
Guys, I would rather use freeware or something because that's another thing.
Companies
because
like
Photoshop is so buggy. Adobe everything is so buggy. When you have freeware or cheapware, I mean, those people are really paying attention to what they're selling.
They're more passionate. They're more passionate about it.
IBM sucks.
That's the thing too. It's like say, right, even if, let's be optimistic, right? Photoshop say, or Adobe say their Photoshop app will be in 2019. Let's just assume minimum it's March 2019. That's their first version. Are you going to tell me they're not going to have any bugs, no problems with it? It's the first app they've made for the iPad. Like, they're going to have fucking problems with it. So Affinity has been working perfectly for like a year and a half. Why would I go to Photoshop? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my mentality.
Colin, I just saw your
more
tweet.
Expensive.
I just saw your tweet. You got me on the fucking television.
Yeah, you were on my. You're on. You're
Why would
actually. I'm Apple. Better start giving me. You're on my Apple TV.
It's on the screen now.
Nice. Why would you want that big? Why would you want that big head and dumb beard on your TV?
Shut up! You've put me on your TV before.
Once you get past the big head and dumb beard, then he's kind of.
Yeah, it's what's inside that counts. He's.
Guys, I just realized, I just saw on my desk there's 4 empty beers, and we've only been on for an hour and 15, so we're in pretty fucking dangerous territory right now.
Yeah, you're going to have to call it quits in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I haven't drank this quickly in a long time. Like, we're in dangerous territory. So I think we might give it another... We'll give it 15 minutes. You reckon we should give it 15 more minutes?
I just opened one of those little... I just opened one of those little cheapy... like mini bottles of whiskey.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You know what freaks me out about other countries? Is when I went to Japan, and I think America's the same. You sell alcohol in just regular stores. Do you remember Colleen being here and alcohol was
Target, Walmart?
Alcohol was kept separately, just like, no, we can't trust you fuckers. We got to keep it locked up.
In some states, yes, you have to go to the liquor store to buy liquor. But other states, like California, for example, you can buy it whenever.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the other thing, right? Jesse, you said this to me yesterday. You said, we're in Australian time. Why are you on American time, right? I've got an American here right now, and I got an Australian. You guys tell me. Because it's Pacific time that I like to imagine that I live on, right? And Colleen's on Pacific time. Jesse, you're on Australian time. Guys, convince me, what time should I live on? And begin.
Well, it depends on how many people are showing up to your YouTube channel.
Live on the time of the fucking country you're in.
No, fuck that. No.
He wants subscribers. Look, he's got his little subscriber count up there.
No, that's just there to make sure that it's working. We're mostly focusing on PewDiePie and T-Series, okay? No, I'm kidding.
Look, put it this way. This is the mentality I have, right? If a certain time for Americans gets you more views, that's cool. But not if it puts you out. If it's perfectly comfortable to you and it doesn't interrupt you in any way, and you can get more views for it, go nuts. Use that time. But don't just use the time for more views. And that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Like right now, it's midnight. It's 12:15. But that's in LA. In New York, where I've lived before, Ohio, most of the country, some of the country, it's 3 a.m. So they're not going to be on here.
Yeah. Speaking of psychics earlier, I think I'm psychic because I was joking earlier in the week. Earlier in the week about, I was like, hey, if I got inside my mom and my mom pooped me out in America, would I get birthrights or whatever? The next day, Donald Trump's like, I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore the 14th Amendment. I think he saw my tweet and he was like, man, that fucker's not coming here.
Yeah, whatever. His wife was an illegal immigrant that had a child in America, so he can just suck a dick.
Yeah, he's a hypocrite.
Yeah,
he's a dumb man and he's a hypocrite.
I have to live under his. I have to live here, okay? You guys are like, oh, look, America's sucking its own balls right now, but I actually have to live here.
Colleen, I go by Pacific time, okay? So technically, it affects me too, like emotionally.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Jesse, you filthy cunting Australian.
Ooh, what do you know? You no good fucking Sydney, mate.
You're never gonna get me to say that word. I'm not gonna say the C word out loud.
It's
bad.
You need to come back. You need to hang around in Australia too. You need to hang in Australia a little bit more, and it'll just come naturally.
Yeah, like can.
I reckon a month minimum, and you'll be saying it.
It only took me 2 weeks to start saying no worries, mate.
Yeah, you come into this podcast enough, and you'll be saying that. I was talking to another American friend of mine who also is obviously in America. I was like, I just realized something. You guys have, because you guys have non-compulsory voting, you don't have to turn up to vote. You guys, the people that count the ballots over there won't encounter what we have over here, right? Because we have to show up to get our name ticked off and we have to file a ballot. The people that don't want to vote, what they do is they draw dicks. Or they draw go get fucked over the ballot.
Or they just donkey vote.
I don't understand. How does that work? What happens if you don't?
You get a fine.
Okay, so listen, right? I'm in the perfect position to talk about this because they recently changed the legislation, right? A few years ago, you had to enroll to vote. Yep. If you didn't, you just didn't have to vote. Like my dad, he still hasn't enrolled to vote. He never has to vote. He's safe, right? They changed the legislation before I was 18. When I turned 18, they automatically enrolled me to vote. I had absolutely no say in it. Now, if they have a a poll on or whatever, and I don't show up, I'll get a fine. And then if I don't pay that fine, they make it a bigger fine.
That's funny.
Terrible.
I gotta whisper this. I can't have my missus hear this story, right? So we're gonna go into ASMR.
Okay.
I was with someone one time. Directly afterward, we brought up politics, and she goes, "Oh, I've never voted before, and because it's compulsory here," I was like, "Jesus Christ, how old are you?" She's like, "Oh, I'm like 23," and I'm like, "Wow, you're gonna get a fine." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus." Scariest fucking moment of my life.
God.
is doing that and then realizing that the person hasn't voted.
That's just crazy. Yeah. That's just...
Of course, in America, that's not a big deal. It's like, oh, you're a non-voter then? Oh, okay.
Well, personally, really nobody... It's a taboo. You know how, it's a taboo to ask how old are you, or how much do you weigh, or how much do you make?
It's taboo to ask who you voted for. I don't think I asked her that exactly. I think we just got onto politics, and she just said, oh, I haven't ever voted, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
You know what, though? It's just like an all-around dumb thing to do, because what happens, like in my case, I don't give a fuck about politics. I would not give a shit, and I probably would choose to not vote.
Man,
but I've been automatically enrolled, and I have to. Yeah, I've been automatically enrolled, and I have to vote. So you know what I do? I just rock up and don't give a shit.
Sorry, what was that, Colleen?
Nothing.
No, what'd you say?
I said white male privilege.
No, that's Australia privilege, because we don't have Donald Trump. I can assure you, if Donald Trump was my president, I'd care a little more.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't matter as much here, if I'm being honest, because we just have a prime minister and they never do fucking anything anyway. If we had a president or some shit, like, I'd care more.
They've changed our prime minister 7 times.
Like, I just it's just I don't know. I lived in Africa during the Arab Spring.
Was that in Kenya?
And after that,
was that Kenya?
No, North Africa. No. Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Morocco.
Did you see the Star Wars
set?
There's a Star Wars set in
not.
Tunisia. Oh,
Don't kill me.
Yeah, from the original movie. They've still got the sets there.
I know. I was near it. I just didn't have the chance to go.
Oh, man.
And I'm shooting myself in the foot for it now. But anyway, I'm just like, after I lived over there, and they have like really suppressive governments, and you know, compared to Australia, I was like, "Whoa, Australia's like mini America," and then I was over in Africa, and that's the opposite. And so now I'm like, I have to vote. Fuck, I have to vote.
I think there's like in different countries it matters a lot more. Here it just doesn't. Enough shit doesn't go on. There's just a prime minister. They never do anything. Half the time we vote for a fucking prime minister. 2 months later, the bastard's kicked out and they've replaced him with somebody else, and that's out of our control. So
the last time a prime minister was voted in and remained for the full term was in 2004. was the last time. Every election since then, the prime minister has not stayed.
You can't compare it. It's like oranges and apples.
See, this is what there's not much that I like about the American system, but there is this. And I said this during the Jake Trump interview, but I kicked it out because I was like, I cut it out because I was like, that's too much political. But I've had 4 beers. Here we go. And we're live, so I can't cut this out. What I like about the American system is when you guys get rid of the president, there's already a set line of succession. If you get rid of the president, you know who's coming in. And if you get rid of him and you don't want that guy, you've also got to cut that guy before he gets in. And then there's number 3. And it goes all the way down to 20. Here, anyone can be replaced with them. And it's usually the person that initiates the coup. The person that initiates the coup is the one that becomes prime minister. Where over there, if you initiate the coup, you're not going to be president. The next guy in line is going to be president. So by doing that, you think very carefully before you commit a coup, because you know who's going to be it. But over here, they don't think.
Basically, there's no incentive.
I want to be the prime minister, so I'm going to do a coup.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the American one. It should. If we become a republic, I hope they install that kind of shit.
Well,
I don't care in fucking general. It can all suck my balls as far as I'm concerned.
It didn't work out for us in 2016, so you know.
He can suck our balls. If Scott Morrison, the prime minister, turned up at your door and said, "G'day, Jesse, I'd like to suck your balls," would you be like, "Yeah, sure"?
Yeah. Go like, "Oh, good, finally doing something useful with your job."
Fuck
you.
It's very different over here. It sucks. It's stupid over here.
That's the thing. Everybody thinks that their place is dumb. Like everybody, you think your place is stupid. I think my place is stupid. The Electoral College fucking sucks.
It does.
Everybody.
Don't get me wrong. I think America's stupid as well. I hate all the politics everywhere.
No, but here's the thing. I think America can be stupid, but I love the idea of America. I have fantasies of being born there.
That's why there's like 2,000 people marching towards the border. Like, it's just, it sounds great, but then, you know, the problem is I didn't realize how great we had it until I left. And then I realized we're full of mistakes. We're full of assholes. Yeah. So
every country has good shit and bad shit about it.
Everybody, everything, every religion, every cult, everything has good people.
Yeah, exactly.
Gamers, we all have good people. We have good bad people.
I wish I was American.
I wish I was Australian. So you
can
just
trade?
Suck it. Sure, let's trade. Let's get some of that chain migration going on.
Yeah, good. Mitch is too close for comfort. Get him out of here.
I don't think you don't have to give up your American citizenship to move here.
rules do you guys? I don't know. Am I allowed to have dual citizenship?
No, when you go to America, if you want to become an American citizen, you have to give up your old one, and that's what makes it difficult. See that? If I went there and lived there for a little bit, say, I'd think twice before becoming an American citizen because I'd have to want to let go of what I'm not prepared to do.
Yeah.
So,
bro, you'd be shot within a week if you went to America.
We used to have that here in Australia, right? My mother-in-law immigrated here from Italy. She had to give up her Italian citizenship. She's now just Australian. Her husband came from Italy, but he came after the rule change. He's now Italian and Australian. I now have the right to become Italian. If I went to the thing and signed up, I could become Italian, and my mother-in-law born in Italy is not Italian. Isn't this all fucked up?
That's crazy.
This is fucked up.
So wait, is that an Australia thing or is that an EU thing? Is that a Crown thing or is that a?
That's an Australian thing.
EU Oh.
Yeah, we're not part of the EU. But we were.
No. You said Italy,
and we said no.
The
and
EU.
we said no.
Italy is in the EU.
Yeah, but when they came here, they weren't.
Oh, okay.
They weren't part of the EU. I think that was only set up in 2002. Scribblefix says, "Don't we have dual citizenship here?" Yeah, we do. We set that up. Sorry, not set that up. Like I said, it used to be no, you had to give up your old, but now you can. You can become an
they
Australian
changed it at a certain time. Yeah,
and we had back to politics. We had a whole kerfuffle a couple of years ago now, where it turned out people didn't know much about this rule. I think. You can't be a dual citizen and be a politician, but it turned out we had a lot of politicians that were dual citizens and they had to give up their spot because this rule was made in like 1901, back when every single person was white, and we're all like, no, you got to be Australian. We're not multicultural. Then we become multicultural. Forget about that rule. Sorry?
Everybody in the history of everything was white.
Yeah. So,
white privilege.
Yeah, so people started finding out that you could get citizenship automatically of another country without having to fill anything out. If your like grandparents were born in England or some shit, you automatically become a citizen of that country. And politicians were finding out, hey, my grandparent was born there. Oh shit, I can't be a politician. I have to be kicked out. It's a very outdated thing for a multicultural society.
That's all right. You all are just descendants of prisoners, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a bunch of scumbags in this country. Never changed.
Prison colony.
I think we should wrap up in a couple of minutes, but I want to keep you guys on the line.
We've got about 2 minutes.
Yeah. 2 minutes.
If you want a nice even number.
But if you want to stick around, Colin, I do want to talk to you after the stream. Any final thoughts?
Hashtag Blue Wave 2018.
What? What's that?
Go vote.
Oh,
go vote.
A Democrat. Is that a Democrat thing?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. I'm going to leave. Rawman is now going to play us out with, I forgot to ask him, by the way, if I could play this. I'm sure he won't mind. But,
nah, he won't.
It's ramen, bitch.
Rawman is going to play us out with some of his diss track, and, subscribe to Pooties Pie, and fuck Jake's dad.
ShockMouths, what's this about? 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 Shock